Hey guys, what's going on? NucleusOfGaming, or Jordan here, bringing you a quite a different video today. It's something I haven't done, and this is zombies. I'm not the greatest of a zombies player at all, no way. The highest I've gotten to is 37, and that was on Kino de Toten. And I haven't really played much of Black Ops 2 Zombies, and so I'm trying to do something different. I'm going to try and talk about Black Ops 2 Zombies and the whole kind of feel of the zombies experience, kind of, and what's been happening with Call of Duty recently. So, don't know whether you know, but don't know whether you know. If you don't know, then wake up to the science. There is more DLC. Oh, it's raining. There is more DLC coming to Black Ops 2. And there are 4 more maps. Encore Studio. Hell, I've forgotten them. There's 4 of them, and there's also a zombies map. There hasn't been an announcement of any weapon DLC or any new game type. Hang on. While I talk, it's gonna come back to me. But a little bit on the maps, maybe that will bring back my memory. Encore is set in a kind of a music stadium, not like a football stadium. More, there's a stage and there's rows of seats protruding from that center stage. And so, as if you can think of a football field being cut in half, that's kind of what it's going to look like. There's also Studio, which is a remake of Firing Range from Black Ops 1, which I thought would be done. I honestly did think that it would be done, and I'll get on that topic on another video. Why did I think it would be done? They did it for Nuketown, and so I was thinking, well, what other maps did people really enjoy? And I thought of Fire Range, I thought of Array. I thought Array was a pretty good map. I like Summit as well. I liked most of the Black Ops maps in the original one, and so I was thinking, yes, they will probably do something like that. Now, there's also Vertigo. Just coming to my head there, Vertigo. Vertigo is set like High Rise in Modern Warfare 2 or Overwatch in Modern Warfare 3. Pretty much there's a helipad, that's all we've been shown so far. There's a helipad, and players that like to go on the outside of the maps have been warned, as there are very thin girders, steel beams on the outside of the map, and so pretty much in the trailer it was like, yep, be wary because you may lose your footing. And the last one is Magma. I was just thinking about it then. The last one is Magma. Magma is pretty much like Hydro. I forget where it is. I think it's Hawaii or Tahiti or Vanuatu. But there's a volcano and there's a city or like a town or a village. But it's a pretty wealthy village. And every now and then lava comes through. Or every now and then, might happen all the time, lava comes through. And they didn't really explain how much lava, they just explained that there will be an interaction of lava in the game. Now, I don't know why I got the war machine. I think it was because we were bunkering down, and I'm like, yeah, I think this can be good. So if I see a hell lot of zombies, I'll just fire it off like I am here. And it works for the most part, you just have to give it some time. So anyway, but then we have the zombies map. So for Revolution it was Die Rise, and that worked extremely well, in my opinion. Die Rise is a very, very enjoyable map, even though it is very unenjoyable. It doesn't make sense, but trust me, it does. So, one thing that Die Rise is really annoying for is that you will open a door, it will be a dead end, and you have a whole swarm of zombies behind you. And I'm not the best at getting out of tricky situations in zombies. I'm good with training, and I'm good with every single thing else, except for getting out of sticky situations. I can in multiplayer, I can do it fairly well. I'm ducking, weaving and stuff, but it's different for zombies. If you lay down in zombies, you're pretty much screwed. Especially with a whole lot of them chasing you. So one thing that I don't like about Die Rise is that it's so compact. It's so small inside the actual rooms themselves. Just as I'll go on a pretty good hero mission here. So the new map that has been released is Mob of the Dead. That is what it's going to be called. And so Mob of the Dead sounds pretty similar to Call of the Dead, which was in the previous Zombies games. And so Mob of the Dead, you may be wondering where it's set. So we've had one in the Northern Hemisphere, we've had one in China, and now this one is in Alcatraz. And so it's a little bit different. Alcatraz, I can understand that. It's a pretty freaky place. You know, the worst of the worst was sent there pretty much. There was a whole TV show about it, Alcatraz, the TV show. I really, really enjoyed that. I thought it was a really good TV show. So, I thought it was good. The idea of Alcatraz is pretty good. You know, if you really want to get your point across to the zombies, it's going to be this. Except for Alcatraz, I believe, is going to be a little bit different. What we've been shown is that it is very dimly lit, even more dimmer than Town or Die Rise even. Even Transit, it is very dimly lit. And it looks like, and they believe, that it is set in the 1920s to 1930s. And that was about the time when everything was going down in Alcatraz. And it's also the time, 1928 was when Alcatraz was abandoned, I'm pretty sure. It's around about that time. So if it was set in the 1930s, I can understand that. Now, one thing that I can advise Treyarch is not to make it too scary. Let's think about it. Alcatraz is a pretty scary place. I wouldn't want to be in there at night time. Anytime. No matter if there was even people in there, I wouldn't want to be in there. It's just a freaky place. It has a lot of history. And so I wouldn't, it wouldn't be a thing that I want. And when you call it Mob of the Dead, you know, that's gonna wet a couple of little squeakers' pants. And so, I don't know, in the trailer we saw that, we saw the eyes of the zombies are red. And now, in Black Ops 1, I believe they were orange. So, that's pretty cool. In Die Rise and in Transit and Town, if you notice, their eyes are blue. And since their eyes are blue, they are very, very easy to spot. So, you can just look around pretty much. There's a zombie, there's a zombie. You know, I'm shooting at one, I can easily see them, not because they're running at me. Sometimes you cannot see them, just flicker of the light, even if they're on fire. But blue eyes kind of sets it apart. So I knew just then that Cody, who I'm playing with, was not a zombie because he did not have blue eyes, although I was ready and waiting for it. So red eyes, that is pretty freaky. Now, the whole meaning of Mob of the Dead, that could possibly be the new boss wave. So in Kino de Toten we had dogs. Fetch me their souls is what the boss used to say. He used to be like, fetch me their souls. And yeah, it all went down and they were pretty hard to kill in my opinion. So what I believe is going to happen is it's just going to be an absolute mob, quite literally mob of the dead. So that's pretty new. Now in Ascension we had the monkeys back in Black Ops 1. We had the monkeys on Ascension. Now Mob of the Dead, I really just think it's going to be a whole lot of people, just pretty much people, zombies, you know what I mean, a whole lot of them just coming at you in one boss round. So yeah, that's honestly what I think about it. Now as the actual location, we have been shown two main buildings, and it looks like you cannot get between them above ground, meaning that you most likely have to go between them underground. Now it's going to be pretty hard by the looks of it. That is what I've concluded so far. So it's dimly lit, you know, it's supposed to be pretty freaky, you know, Triox meaning for it to be pretty freaky. And going down on round 17, we are so boss. And I even had 2 pack-a-punch weapons. Anyway, so we were seeing 2 main buildings. You may have to go underneath the ground. Now, I do not know if it's going to be like Die-Rise. Die-Rise, you have to really, really, really know your knowledge of the map. You know, town, there's something in every building, pretty much. You've got the mystery box, you've got double tap, you got tombstone, you got juggernaut, and you got speed cobbler. That's pretty much it. Now, this one, Alcatraz, I don't know. See, when you're doing survival on bus depot, where you start for transit, if you do survival on that, you have no perks and no pack-a-punch. You pretty much have to survive with the mystery box and the wall guns, which are pretty basic. Now, town, you get everything pretty much, and you don't get I believe you don't get a pack-a-punch in farm. I believe that's what it is. So I really do not know what's going to happen with Alcatraz, but they are my thoughts so far. And so if you have enjoyed, please like the video as it does help out. Subscribe to be notified of the new Uprising DLC, and I'll see you on my next video.